Welcome to NET and JRF Scholars YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to look at the important topics in the chapter People, Development and Environment. This is a very vast chapter, so students do not know from where they have to read. So I have provided basic concepts and basic and very most important topics from this unit for June 2026 examination. Before that, I have a big announcement for the candidates who are preparing for UGC NET December 2026. In our channel NET JRF Scholars, we are going to launch a free complete course for UGC NET Paper 1. It's a duration of 4 months. We are going to start from the 1st of July and going to end by 30th of October so that you can get ample time to revise in November and December. We are covering all the 10 units including passage comprehension, data interpretation. So we are uploading the 2+ videos daily in our YouTube channel. Along with the videos concepts, we are going to look at the previous year questions from one such particular topic. So please subscribe to our channel NET JRF Scholars and turn on the notifications, as we are going to launch the schedule and the timetable very soon. So now we'll talk about the important topics in this unit. So the first most important are the environmental days. There are some world environmental related days and national environmental related days, such as Earth Day, Environment Day, Water Day. Okay, so you need to make down the list of the important days of the environmental from world and the nation. And air quality index. There are 5 major pollutants to measure the air quality index, and they are released daily, and cities and places are categorized into different stages or levels. So just read on air quality index. And then what are the Millennium Development Goals? In this you have to focus on the targets, especially goals and the targets, and you can skip the indicators, but you need to focus on goals, especially on the targets. And Sustainable Development Goals. This is from 2000 to 2015, whereas these from 2015 to 2030. Here you need to focus as well on the targets and the goals. There are 17 goals, and there are these 8 goals, 18 targets and 48 indicators, and here you have 17 goals. And most of the questions they'll ask from Sustainable Development Goals, as we are going to end by 2030, and especially they're asked on the targets, so targets related to the particular goal. And then what we need to focus on the impact of greenhouse gases on health and the environment. It is very important. They basically ask questions from this topic. And next we have pollutions, and these types we have air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution and noise pollution, and many more, out of which the noise pollution is the where they repeatedly asking the questions, along with the soil pollution. So these are very basic, and nowadays they are asking questions of soil and noise pollution. And ozone depicting substances, we have 8 major substances, so make a list of it, and what are the health effects. Okay, how it affect the health. And Rio +20 conference, okay, that's held in 2012. And then we have many international conventions and initiatives, such as Stockholm Convention, Bonn Convention for migratory species, Basel Convention to regulate the odor, and other waste deposits, Rio de Janeiro Conference on the Earth Summit, World Summit of Sustainable Development or Johannesburg Summit. 3 Rio Convention pavilions we have: UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, United Nations Convention on Combat Desertification, United Nations Environmental Program. These 3 are very important. And next we have composition. In this type we have 3 compositions: pit composition, vermicomposition and waste converter missions. So basically note down the time and uses of it, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, next, what are the solar pumps? in India and its importance. Next, e-waste and its components, uses and effects as well. And energy and its sources. We have major two types of energy resources, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So these are very important. Nowadays they're asking questions on energy resources. And next we have NAPCC, National Action Plan for Climate Change. So under which it has 8 missions. These missions and its aims are very, very important. Do read on it. Climate Change Performance Index. So from this, what is it? By which institute it is released by, and whether it is rarely or India's rank. Okay, these aspects are very important from Climate Change Performance Index. And International Solar Alliance. India is a founding member along with France. So recently new countries have joined into International Solar Alliance, so they might ask questions. Okay, and next we have some important protocols, okay, such as Montreal Protocol, Kyoto Protocol, Nagoya Protocol and Cartagena Protocol. Montreal for ozone depletion, Kyoto for greenhouse gas emission reduction, Nagoya for fair and equitable share of genetic resources, Cartagena Protocol for safe transport and the use of genetically modified species. So you need to make you need to have the main aim of the convention. So whenever I have given the topics here, so just list down the aims. So just list down their aims and the objectives. That is more than important, because if you have the idea of the aims and the objectives, so that whatever they ask, you can relate that to the aim and the objective and you can answer. Okay. And next we have two framework for disaster risk reduction. So first is the HOGA framework for action, which is for disaster risk reduction. It comes first from 2005 to 2010. Then after that, to the continuation of HOGA framework, we have SANDI framework. Okay, it is from 2015 to 2030. So it's also going to come and end by 2030. They might ask questions from this framework. So please read on SANDI framework. Next, there are some basic concepts they mostly ask in the easy papers. These are very, very important. You write the definitions and understand the concept. They are very easy, so that you can answer if they have given any question from this. That is BOD, biological oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, eutrophication, bioaccumulation, bioconcentration, and biomagnification. These are very important. They basically give you term and ask for the definition. They can make true or false statements, or they can give statement 1, statement 2. They exchange the definitions of these terms among them. So please read, because they'll at least they can ask one question from these 6 important topics. Okay. And with respect to people and development, we have some basic concepts. Those are fundamental rights. Read on fundamental rights and fundamental duties, DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, and read about the Parliament, apart from the Parliament, President, Upper House, Lower House, and especially about the proceeding of the House. They usually ask questions on the proceeding of the Houses, and have a list of important constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. These are more important. So these are I have given the important topics, because these topics are repeatedly asking in the examination. So if you have idea about these topics, you can easily attempt at least 3 to 4 questions. So make sure you have covered these topics from your notes. Okay, and try to make notes if you do not have any notes, because you can complete the notes in some 3 to 4 hours. That is as easy as that, and you can revise before the examination. Just write the notes that important aim or objective, so you get an idea about the convention, about the initiative, so that you can answer the question. Okay, by linking it to the aim and the objective, because environment is very vast. You cannot cover everything because you are getting daily updates from the newspaper, but you have to rely on the basic concepts where they have where they frame at least 2 to 3 questions. So if you cover, you can almost attempt 2 to 3 questions, because 3 questions is a good number in the environment. Okay, and I also made video on education because it's also very vast syllabus. So have a look at the video, because I have provided very important topics for the education as well, for higher education as well. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe to our channel. I'm going to come up with a video next on passage comprehension, how to attempt passage comprehension DA, what all you need to do to attempt DA questions, because there are 3 concepts which you have to be known to attempt DA questions, and mathematical reasoning as well, because even though we have a lot of units in mathematical reasoning, but there are some concepts which are they repeatedly asked. So next we are coming with the 3 videos on these 3 topics. So please subscribe to our channel, NET JRF Scholars. Thank you.